Everything that I do is for the sole purpose of becoming the best version of myself. For the last 2 to 3 hours, I was out here sunbathing in my backyard, taking in the divine energies of nature. And you may be like, how the fuck is that productive to your work? How the fuck is that, building yourself up to be the best version of yourself? Everything that I do, everything in my fucking life, every thought I have, every decision I make, every action I take, in some way, shape or form, it corresponds with the version of myself that is high vibrational. You know what I'm saying? Why you may not get this shit? Why are you out here sunbathing for 2 to 3 hours? How is that productive? Because I do it for my health, motherfucker. Because I have sunshine on my fucking balls. Everyone else is inside, gooning to TikTok girls. My TikTok For You page is so fucking critical. It's so precise. I've built it up to the point where anytime I get on TikTok, it's just motivational bullshit. So that even when I go on social media, even when I have those times in my life when, I'm kind of slacking off, even when I want to just get that quick, cheap dopamine, I get motivation out of that. Because once again, everything I do is constructed in a way where it leads me back to becoming the best version of myself. It leads me back to the path. There's a lot of times in your life when you're going to have these ups and downs, when things aren't going to go your way. I've experienced that a lot. I've experienced a lot of rough periods when, for example, I was sick. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was hospitalized because of some health shit, but that led me to one of the darkest points in my path up until a recent point. And now I've gotten out of that and I learned from it and I came back stronger. Because my life, I've built systems so that even when I fail, I win. Even when I fail, I learn something and I get back stronger. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to speak inauthentically. I'm only going to say what's on my mind, what's on my soul. I'm only going to say what I genuinely think. There's a lot of these fucking YouTubers that I see that I've kind of looked up to when I was younger, but I just realized that they're fucking bullshitters now. They tell all of these stories, they tell all of these things that happen to them, supposedly, but you can just tell that it's fucking bullshit. It's some AI story that they just tell. They practice 2 hours in front of a mirror and they say it like it's authentic or some shit. People who don't see through this shit actually pisses me off, bro. And I used to be one of these motherfuckers who trusted these guys. I literally looked up to these guys. And now I realized that I have to get on this YouTube shit. I have to be my most authentic version of myself in order to live with my fucking self. In order to live my life looking in the mirror and not seeing a piece of shit who lied to everyone. I'm not here to preach anything to you. I'm here to document. I'm here to kind of set an example. You know what I'm saying? You may be like, who the fuck is this teenager talking about life, all of these experiences and all of that shit? I'm not here to preach, motherfucker. I'm not here to teach you anything. I'm here to document. I'm here to set an example for what your life could be like if you just looked in and dedicated your life to something. For me, it's never been about the results. I've made multiple YouTube channels because I wasn't satisfied with being inauthentic. I've made a lot of YouTube channels where I was reading off scripts and really just talking like a fucking robot. And I realized that's not what's meant for me. I realized I need to be authentic. I need to be someone who documents my life and really just gives you the no bullshit answer. I'm not here to sugarcoat shit. I'm not here to pat you on the back when you make a fucking mistake. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm here to speak from experience. I'm here to speak from my own authentic experiences. And while I may not have many stories to tell all of these fucking YouTubers do, I'm not gonna sit here and say live your life according to me. No, I'm just saying I'm the example. I'm like a little test subject. And we're gonna see where it goes from here. I want to have multiple phases in my life. Right now, I'm currently going through a phase of of building the fucking foundational elements, building up my mental, building up my physical, finding out what I truly want to do in life. You know, this YouTube shit, once again, this is like, even if I didn't do this, I'll just find something else to succeed in. Because anything I put my mind to, I know that I can achieve. That's always been the mindset going into anything. As long as I'm obsessed, as long as I truly love what I'm doing, if I have passion towards something, then I can achieve anything. You know what I'm saying? If I genuinely give a fuck about something to the point where I pursue it every single day, I do it consistently, then that means, you know, I actually like doing it, so I might as well make a career out of it. And that's only ever been with like YouTube, for example. I like recording these videos because, you know, I don't really have to put much effort into this shit. I just speak from my own experiences. And when you're authentic, it's actually so liberating. Like when you don't have to fucking lie and make up stories like all of these fucking bullshit YouTubers. These people, I don't want to say names. I will say names in the future, but right now I want to start off with kind of a positive mood type shit. But these people who put out a video every fucking day, and it's every day they have a new story to tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people, where the fuck do they get their stories? Where the fuck do they get these experiences? You can tell that they're fucking bullshitting, bro. And these are the fucking people I have to look up to? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna make this shit myself. So every day, I do shit that benefits me. And that's really hard to do sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I just get the urge to fucking jerk off or some shit. And I actually do it. I act on that urge. So I'm not perfect by any means necessary. Sometimes we all sin. You know what I'm saying? No one is perfect. No one has been perfect in human history except for fucking Jesus Christ. And it's our job to be as perfect as possible, but I never really want to put this pressure on myself to where I can't sin, where I can't make mistakes, because at the end of the day, you learn from your mistakes. You learn from the shit that you go through. You learn from all of the obstacles, the trials and tribulations, the hardships, the adversity. You know, we're all gonna go through shit sometimes. Some people have it better than others. Some people have it worse than others. And, you know, I haven't always had an easy life. There was definitely a point in my life where I was at my deepest, lowest point. And did I cry about it? No, bro. Because at the end of the day, you're a man. You have to take accountability. I've always wanted to be like a fucking man. Ever since I started watching Fresh and Fit, you know, they've inspired me to be more red pill. They've inspired to be a fucking man. Take accountability for your actions. Stop blaming other people for your circumstances and just get your shit together. You know, you can't blame anyone. You can't count on anyone to lift you up from the deep depths of mediocrity. So you have to do it yourself. And even when everything goes wrong, it's a learning lesson. Even when you feel like you're doing all of this fucking work, you're putting all of this shit into your craft and none of it is working out, but you still go and you keep on persevering. And then one day it clicks and holy fuck, like you just achieve your life. That's pretty much how it is. You know, success isn't like a linear path. That's always what they say. All of these top billionaires, these millionaires, they always say that they keep on grinding and there's this point when they want to give up, but they push through it, and then a couple of weeks later they achieve the success that they desire. You know, that's kind of how it goes. Life tests you to see if you're ready for this shit. God tests you to see if you're actually ready for the life that you desire. Because it's one thing to desire something, but it's another thing to see whether you actually deserve that thing. You know what I'm saying? And only when you can, with 100% conviction and certainty, say to the universe that you are ready for the life that you want, only then can you actually attain it. Because until then, even if you desire something, even if you really want something, if you're operating from a state of lack, if you're operating from a state of, I don't really know if I even deserve this shit, why would the universe give it to you? If you don't even know if you deserve it, Do you think the universe is gonna be like, oh yeah, well, this guy deserves it, like, let's give it to him? No, bro. The universe is very abundant, and it will give us what we want as long as we work for it, and as long as we are abundant as well in our minds. You know, the abundance mindset is something that everyone talks about, and it's so fucking cliche, but it's because it works. If something is generic, most likely it works. You know what I'm saying? People always keep on talking about the abundance mindset. Yeah, that's because there's an abundance of wealth out there. There's an abundance of fame, clout, success, the life that you desire. There is an abundance of the things that you want. And if you can come to this realization that everything is within your reach, and you can know, not just believe, but you know that it's going to happen, it will happen. So every day, do the things that you're supposed to do, believe in God, take that leap of faith, and stop worrying about the result. Like, that's how I try to live my life. All of these things that I've just listed out, once again, I'm speaking from my authentic experiences. If I just leave it in God's hands and I focus on the shit that I can actually do, what I have control over, it's gonna come to me. So very soon I'm gonna have a lot of subscribers. Not that I give a fuck about that shit, but it's a very good measurement for me to test out the capabilities on my mind. Every single day you should be testing the capabilities of your mind as well.